How's it going, Hodlers? So as you know, I have dabbled into a lot of decentralized finance stuff and tried to learn a little bit about liquidity pools and everything else. But there's a lot more when you're talking about creating passive income within crypto. Now I'd say that my passive income is pretty modest compared to maybe most people, and some people might be below me, and that's fine because I think everyone is on their own pace and their own journey. But it is important to start thinking about passive income and how you can dramatically increase that over time. Because it's gone for me simply just getting maybe $1 or $2 a day to dramatically more than that. And I can see where this can build just to overtake an income. So if at this point you're not earning passive income on your crypto, it's time to think about it. Today I'm going to go over some of the services that I use, but there are many other services that I'm probably not going to discuss in this video, and probably a lot better services for certain tokens, and it really just depends on the token that you're working with. But let's go ahead and get into the video. If you do like these videos, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content, and let's get into it. So one of the first earning platforms that you'll probably be familiar with is centralized platforms. Now these platforms are like Kraken, for example. Here we are on my Kraken account. If we actually go to earn, we're going to go ahead and go into the staking pool and see exactly what we're staking. So right now we currently are staking Ethereum, Polkadot, and Kusama on this account for Kraken, and this is earning high APY. So for Ethereum, it's between 5 to 7. So all this ETH is locked up, cannot be withdrawn until 2.0 comes out. Then we have our Polkadot earning 12%. Now, I did move some of my Polkadot onto the Polkadot.js wallet and do plan on moving all of it over at some point, but just haven't gotten around to it. And then as well, KSM, now the same deal, it's earning 12%, but it could be earning far above, maybe around 15% on the Polkadot.js. So if you want to get a little bit more technical and things, and really it's not all that hard, but if you want to learn a little bit more, then I would just go stake for the extra couple of percent. But for the people that trust the central entities like Kraken, 12% isn't bad. Next up is Bitrue. Bitrue offers a lot of good staking plans. So if you go over to their Power Piggy, here it gives you a number of different farms within their Power Piggy function. So you can go ahead and join these farms and stake whatever at a higher APY. And with their BTR lockups, it works similar to maybe a stake pool where you would lock up BTR and a specific token to get an increased APY. But when it comes to just staking tokens, this is probably one of the safer routes that you're going to take. Now, on board with central entities like Kraken, like Binance, and like KuCoin, for example, or Bitrue, we do have a product called Celsius, Celsius.network. I am a huge fan of Celsius. I'm actually a brand ambassador for Celsius. I've worked with Celsius a little bit, and actually we might have something coming down the pipe in the next couple of days. But Celsius so far has been proven to be one of the best products out there. Their business model is essentially giving back 80% of profits to the holders of the tokens. They have a huge amount of assets actually managed within Celsius as well within the billions. And everything in your wallet is insured except for the stuff that you possibly loan out as collateral. I've actually mentioned this a lot of times. I actually collateralize my Bitcoin and my Cell token and use that loan to then go into another venture. And usually whatever I do, by the time it's ready to pay off, that loan's paid itself back and then some. So it's essentially like free money. But it is a central option. It's both a place where you can easily lend your tokens and borrow your tokens. Gives probably one of the best APYs of the industry. They have also one of the biggest token supplies out there. The only other service rivaling it is maybe Nexo. And they also have a few tokens coming, like Hedera Hashgraph and Cardano. The next service is Nexo. Now, I do have a little bit with Nexo compared to maybe other services, maybe a little bit less within Nexo. But the APYs on this platform are pretty good, pretty comparative to other platforms. Now, of course, just like other platforms like Celsius, if you do have the Nexo token, you do get an increased APY on your deposits. So at all times, it is always helpful having those tokens. And we've seen exchange tokens and savings tokens boom before. We most likely will see them boom again. And we've also talked about why tokens like these, like the Cell token, for example, and why those tokens are so stable. And it's because most of the people holding those tokens are just holding tokens anyway. But I have a whole video coming out about that. We'll talk about that another time. Moving on, because I think you get the point of centralized entities, their businesses running something and earning a yield with our deposits to pay us back with. So that's essentially a centralized entity. That's similar to what the bank does right now with your deposits. So keep that in mind if you're wondering why Celsius is doing that. Well, that's exactly what your bank is doing. So in terms of decentralized options, because there's actually a lot of decentralized options and so many that I can't even mention them all here. Now, one big one that I'm going to mention is obviously Aave, because it has all the things that you could even ask for. You have staking tokens, you have lending, borrowing, everything all in one platform. And as well, if you have the Polygon setup with the Aave system, every transaction that you do is going to be on pennies of the cent. So it actually makes Aave a viable platform for people to use and not just whales that can afford these outrageous gas fees. So at this point, you can enter a lot of Aave. No, I don't use the platform at all, and I actually want to. I've been stacking a little Aave on the side, so I'm most likely going to move it over here and start playing around with the platform. But it's probably going to be with a very little amount of money. If you do want to watch that, go ahead and subscribe, because I will be bringing out videos more as I dabble with the Aave system. But from what I see, at least the Matic side, they do provide some competitive APYs in both Matic and Aave. So for example here, just to read this out, you're getting 1.3% interest on your Matic, but you're also earning a 3.6 extra interest in Matic as an APR. So another example is if you deposit USD coin, you'll get a 20% APY on your USD coin, but you'll also get 1.97% in Matic. The next source of passive income is obviously going to be liquidity pools. Now, we do offer liquidity on a couple of different decentralized exchanges. I'm only going to mention a couple here. Now, one decentralized exchange is obviously PokeSwap. I'm hugely bullish on the system, where it's going to go. Currently, I'm only providing Zor and Val and Zor and PSwap. I'm bullish on both sets of tokens, so I'm absolutely fine with either one going up or down. Now, on top of that, on my rewards section, because I do have my, I am earning on the fees, on the actual trading fees that people are trading with. So I do earn a little bit here, but on top of that, I'm also earning 20 PSwap a day per one Zor in the system, which means that my APY is much, much greater than just what I'm earning from the trading fees. However, all these earnings I can't really access right away. I do have to wait until they're unlocked to me. But I'm super bullish on the system, and I'm absolutely okay with providing liquidity early on to get these rewards, because they're not going to be the same later on down the road. Now, obviously, you guys know that I use a little bit of PancakeSwap here and there. I think it's a great decentralized exchange, especially when you're just starting out and learning. And you can see here, this is maybe like a day and a half that I left this, maybe even less, that I have just $30 sitting here within Cake. So that's a good amount of passive income, and this is almost daily, right? So we do have daily payments coming out with this that I usually go ahead and I withdraw that, I split it in half, and then re-put it into a staking pool and just compound my earnings. Now, of course, I sometimes will wait for a lump sum and then enter a project that I really want to get into, or just add it into the stake pools. The next decentralized exchange that I use, and you guys have seen this before, is Defi. I do currently have two stake pools going right now, which is Root and Defi and ETH and Defi. In each of these, I am earning some on a daily basis. However, on this one specifically, the Root and Defi, I can claim this at any time. But the other one, however, the ETH and Defi, this is a lockup period, because I am providing this on the popular farms, and my Defi will be locked up for a specific period until it's released to me in a schedule. I also have Defi that's in a scheduled pool right now. If I scroll down all the way to find my Matic Defi pool that I did enter before, I do have around 90 Defi still locked up there. And obviously, I'm not playing with a lot of money in my Defi portfolio. I keep a lot of my value in my hodl bags for a reason, but I do keep adding on to my Defi portfolio, because right now it's just enhancing everything. But I really don't feel comfortable taking all of my hodl bags and putting them all into Defi. At least maybe not yet. And some people may completely disagree with me on this one. I know a lot of people actually dump everything into Defi, and more power to you. I guess I'm just a little scared for that. The last way I personally make passive income, and something that you guys can think about, is hobbying crypto in some way, form, or fashion. Whether that is something like what I do in terms of making YouTube videos, making a podcast, or mining Ethereum like I'm doing right now on this PC that I am recording on right now. So with everything, I'm earning from Kraken, I'm earning from Bitrue, Celsius, Nexo, and a bunch of other exchanges that I didn't even mention, like KuCoin. I'm earning with decentralized exchanges. I'm earning everywhere that you can think of. I can't think of a crypto that I'm holding right now that isn't earning an income. So at this point, if you do have crypto just sitting somewhere on an exchange or on a ledger, just know that you can go ahead and earn some on that crypto. And I am a firm believer of not your keys, not your crypto, but I'm also a believer in having some custodial services that you have to trust. But I think it's all a give and take. I do have some sitting on cold storage. It's just a matter of how much are you willing to risk. And for me, I'm pretty happy with my risk. That's it for me. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give me a like if you did like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more crypto news content. And of course, happy hodling.